Good morning. I'm Carlton Sharp, pastor of Faith Christian Center Church, right here in Beaumont, Texas. And we're here on what's happening in our neighborhood. And I'm excited to have our special guest, Mr. Terrence Allison. Welcome, Terrence.
Good morning. It's good to be here with you, Pastor.
Hey, now, Terrence, you are an attorney at law. Tell us a little bit about your history.
Okay. I am a veteran of the United States Navy. After my stint in the United States Navy, I ventured out here to attend Lamar University. After Lamar, I went to Texas A&M for grad school and came back to Beaumont to become a teacher.
Hold on, Terrence.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So you left Beaumont,
Left Beaumont,
came back to Beaumont,
came back,
and became a teacher.
and became a teacher.
Wow.
I taught English at a middle school out here in Beaumont. And I always thank the kids because of them, I became a lawyer. They drove me crazy. I love them, but they drove me crazy.
Hold on, Terrence. So you were in the classroom.
Yes.
And you said, listen, I need to go and practice law.
I said, I'm not going to be able to do it. So after 3 years, brother, I decided to go to law school. And I prepared, took the exams, and was blessed to get a full scholarship to Texas Tech University School of Law out in Lubbock. Wow. And I went there for 3 years, and I returned to Beaumont after that. I was offered a job at a firm. I worked at 2 firms out here before I went out on my own. I went out on my own in about 2006.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, one of the things, one of the areas that you practice is criminal law.
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. It's interesting because when I was in law school, there were 2 areas of practice that I said I would never get involved with: family law and criminal law.
And why is that?
I didn't want to deal with criminals, drugs, theft, robbery. I didn't want to deal with any of them.
Hold up, Terrence, come on. Now, part of being a lawyer is that you got to deal with those issues, right?
You have a choice. I could have chosen a different practice area. But what happened was when I went out on my own, I didn't have time to solicit corporate business and other type of work that was much more difficult to get. I realized real quick that I had to meet the people on their level, and I had to give them what they needed. And once I started advertising, I began to get many calls for criminal law and family law. And I said, well, I guess this is what God wants me to do at this time. Wow. So I dove in.
Okay.
And I learned it.
Now you also do wills and probate, correct?
Yes.
Now I have found that especially in our community that many people don't prepare, for wills and things like that. That's why they're always fighting at the funerals.
Exactly. They're fighting not only are they fighting at the funerals, but they're fighting afterwards. Okay, so this is the joke in my office. We tell people all the time, Mama and Daddy died, and you're paying the taxes on their house. You actually believe that creates some type of ownership. It does not.
Wow.
I could go and pay your deceased parents' taxes. Paying taxes does not mean you own something. Even if you have the key, even if you pay all the utilities, what happens is you do not have a deed in your name.
Wow, that is great information to understand, because most people think that. I mean, their thought process is, since I've been paying this note and this tax bill,
it's mine.
It's mine.
It's not.
It's not.
No, not at
Wow.
all. And you don't find that out until you want to sell the home or borrow against the home or do anything that transfers title ownership. At that moment, you realize that you've been paying these taxes, but you don't own anything.
Okay, but if I have siblings, 5, let's just say I have 5 siblings.
Okay.
And parents die,
Mm-hmm.
got the home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what happens in that situation?
Okay, so this is what should happen. Let's say your parents die on the same day. You have 5. It's you plus 4, so five kids. What you should immediately do is call me or someone like me and say, this is what has happened. You are going to have to go through the probate process. You're going to have to go through probate court. And a lot of how that goes depends on whether or not your parents died with or without a will. But no matter what, the beautiful thing about the state of Texas is we have laws that even they govern situations where a parent or anybody dies without a will, so we can handle it. The key is to do it the right way. Don't start taking stuff out of the house. Leave the cars alone.
But Terrence, mama said I can have the dishes.
Mama, that's the other thing we always say. Mama said does not work in a court of law. If this is what you need to tell mama. Mama, if you want to give me something,
write it down.
Get a will. You can write out your will. Do something, because you telling me I can have the china cabinet is not going to work. Even if you sit the whole family down and put everybody's name on a piece of paper and tag it, that does not work. That does not work. It's urban legend and myth. It doesn't work.
Okay, so that's why it's important. It's really, really important that the people who are watching today get a will.
Please get a will. And let me tell you something else I tell all my preacher friends and people who love their church. That's a wonderful time you can tithe on your way out.
Wow.
In fact, I give people a discount if in your will you give any type of money to your church.
Wow.
Okay, what a beautiful gift, right?
Yeah.
So you can tithe. It's fun. You can tithe on your way to heaven.
Now, let me clear up this misconception also.
Right.
About when do I get a will?
Right.
How old should I be to have a will? Because I mean, the life expectancy, is such. So when should a person actually get a will?
A lawyer, any lawyer is going to tell you need a will like right now. There's no law that says you gotta have a will. I say the moment you become an adult, the moment you have a child, the moment you get married, get your will. That's just my approach is more of a common sense approach.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter your wealth, your income or lack thereof does not matter. Everybody has something of value, okay? So get a will when you get something in life.
That's good advice. Now let's talk about this last component called family law.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about family law.
Family, in the area of family law, I do divorces, I do custody battles, and they are battles. I fight for child support. I fight for fathers' rights. There are a lot of problems in our community that are not born in the family courts, but they go down in the family courts. For example, there are a lot of men most men feel like this. I pay child support, but I don't really have a say-so in my child's life.
Right.
On the woman's side, what you hear is, he thinks this $500 check is everything. So there's a constant battle.
So how does that work? I mean, you go. It's sad to say that statistically speaking, over 50% of the people are getting divorces these days.
Right.
I truly believe that God's best is that people can reconcile with one another. That's my stance on that.
Yes.
But people do go through divorce.
Yes.
And when that situation happens, what is realistic in that matter?
Are you speaking about
I'm
a matter
talking
about
about
children?
When they're having these battles of,
right.
I'm giving you $500, I should have a say, like you
right.
example you just gave.
Okay, so the law, so we have Texas law, and then we have common sense. Okay, a lot of times common sense, if you got two people who can exercise a lot of common sense, you can avoid the courthouse. But bare bones, man and woman divorced, there's a child, the father, the kid is 9 times out of 10 from what I see, the child is going to end up with mama. Now the Texas Family Code says that there is not to be a gender preference, okay? Which means a good daddies get their kids a lot of times. Now when you have two great parents, it's a 50-50 toss-up. But to make a long story short, most men have their children every first, third, and fifth weekend of the month, 30 days in the summer, and they alternate major holidays. What I hear from men is, it's my weekend, and she's going off to Houston. or she's taking a trip. She's planning trips and things on my weekend. What I hear from women is it's his weekend and he doesn't show up.
So how do they resolve that? How do they co-parent in that situation?
Right. A lot of times you can resolve it at mediation. You can resolve things in court, but resolving things at court causes hard feelings. I encourage my clients, I say, well, can you call him? Can you call her? Can you get them to come up here? Because we don't want to start a war. Because you can win a court battle and ruin the next 18 years for your child. And I see that happen a lot of times. So the woman goes to court, she gets the money, she gets everything she wants, but what you don't get a lot of times is an involved father. And after a while, you realize it would be better if you had to trade the money for the father's presence. The father's presence is way more important than the money.
Okay, Terrence, so for those who are watching us today,
Right.
How can they get in contact with you?
Okay, you can reach me at 409-835-8330. That's 409-835-8330.
And where you're located?
I'm located downtown Beaumont, 505 Orleans, Suite 503, and that's Beaumont, Texas, 77701. Or you can find me on the web at imthatlawyer.com. imthatlawyer.com. We answer our phones 24/7 because we know that most family law problems don't happen between 8 and 5. Drama happens Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, and you're needing to talk to someone on Monday morning. So we have 24-hour answering. We don't charge for consultations. We try to make it easy. We have payment plans. We do whatever we can to serve our community. We know most people in our community are not walking around with $5,000 and $10,000 in their pocket to throw at a lawyer. So that's what we do.
Okay. Well, listen, I want to thank Attorney Terrence Allison for being here on What's Happening in Our Neighborhood today. Listen, if you need some assistance, give him a call. And I want to thank you for joining us today on What's Happening in Our Neighborhood, and we will see you next time on our broadcast.